So this weekend we had YCS Bologna. I honestly, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, so we're going to say Bologna. And it was, pretty cool, I guess. I didn't really pay much attention to it, but I did hear we got some Tengu plant on stream. So you already know we got to react to that. You know what I'm saying? So we'll give that a go. If you guys notice, I'm not wearing my TCG Rewind shirt. Instead, I'm wearing this Blue Eyes White Dragon shirt because my TCG Rewind shirt is kind of stinky. We wore it to that tournament in California and haven't had a chance to wash it yet. So we rocking the Blue Eyes White Dragon, pretty pog. But yeah, I just figured we might as well react to seeing how Farfa do playing the Tengu plant. They're playing Tengu plant mirrors, which honestly is like it's kind of boring. I'm not a fan of the Tengu plant mirror. The format's too diverse to be playing mirror matches, man. But nonetheless, we'll see what they have to say about it, what they do, and we'll kind of give our reaction.
Hello and welcome back to the coverage of YCS Bologna 2023. We have another Master versus Caster game here.
It's way more fun to say
Bologna.
Bologna.
Competitor Ju Ho Yan and myself, Nadir. We're going to be playing September 2011, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Woohoo!
Any particular reason you enjoy this format?
I really like the format because it's mostly, or at least back when it was played, it's mostly like the Tangle Plant mirror after it got popularized.
It's mostly the Tengu plant mirror. I don't know what format he's playing. What he actually meant to say is, I really like this format because I subscribe to TCG Rewind, and his content is just far and above the rest of any retro Yugi tuber. Raw talent, super handsome guy, awesome Blue Eyes White Dragon shirt. The whole kit and caboodle. That's what he meant to say.
The deck's really fun, and it's a lot of back and forth between the decks. So
yeah, it's a big
this guy's never played X-Sabers before in his life.
Combo, but also lots of simple setting and passing. There's the whole range of mix of plays.
See, last time there was a European YCS,
so how
they played
about
all kinds of decks.
And give this a little test.
They're just running the Tengu mirror.
So we have shuffled up, and if you would like to begin with a dice roll.
Rolled a 10.
That's not bad. That's not bad. All right. And 9. Okay.
Very close.
Not bad. All right. Would you like to go for a second?
I'll go first.
Right. Okay.
Good luck.
Good luck.
They're being so nice for stream.
For many historical
of course
formats,
he's going first.
Turn player gets to go first and draw 6 for turn. All right.
Let's look at Farfa's hand.
I'll go into my...
Okay, I see Torrential, Call of the Haunted, Maxi, Mind Control, Enemy Controller. This hand is obviously one monster away from being kind of Thanos. But seeing the Call of the Haunted early actually kind of sucks. You don't really want to see that. Maxi is going to be good depending on how he uses it.
Yes.
I will start by also Tour Guide.
That's a good play. See, there's always options here because I have Maxi.
No! Guys, this is the golden rule of Tengu Plant. You can make a case that, hey, he doesn't really have a monster in his hand, so he kind of needs to get to one. See a Maxi here. But honestly, I would rather take 4k damage than slam a Maxi, especially in the Tengu Plant mirror. You don't want that upstart goblin. He's just going to summon Sangan and pass. But what you really want to do is you want to do this when your opponent's forced to combo off, especially in the Tengu mirror. This card goes so hard in the mirror, you just have to hold it. And it's since a lot of people would typically just Maxi on that, then, it maybe makes your opponent not play around it. I don't know. Most people, inexperienced players will Maxi here, but you should almost never Maxi here. But again, you could make a case because the hand's a little weird, but I would still say I wouldn't do it.
Some of you will be very familiar with in Master Duel, but drawing 1 for every special summon. Do you think it's good to use Maxi here, or do you kind of wait for a turn where they really pop off?
It's fine because usually Maxi back when it was new, it was usually gonna be a 1-for-1. You just draw 1, but in some situations you can punish them when they go
This dude's just gaslighting far. He's like, hey, yeah, no, totally. It's fine that you just Maxied my Sangan summon. Thank you.
1-for-1 discarding a monster that triggers to.
In fact, do it again.
Dandelion, where it's mandatory, so you get to punish them a lot harder.
Which is the sort of main aspect of and why it's called Tengu Plant. Dandy.
Also, did he draw for his Maxi? I don't think he did.
There's a whole lot of range of combos.
We activate it. We just want a -1.
All right, so you are just going
to. Yeah, there's 4 cards in hand.
All right.
Your turn.
Please don't
And
just
I
draw for
will-
turn.
I didn't actually draw my card for the special summon.
Okay, there we go. He called
All
it.
right. So draw for
Heavy
turn now.
Storm.
Okay.
Okay, so he got the Tengu.
Arguably, the most important card in the deck.
If he had his own
So-
tour guide, it'd go so hard.
Begin with Heavy Storm. I do like taking the 1-for-1 early,
That's fine.
just for any.
Sure,
There
okay,
it is. That's what I was worried about.
hitting
because
the warning
now,
is good.
why it's called Tengu Plant. Normal summon, Reborn Tengu.
Yep.
So for those of you who don't know how this works, it leaves the field in any way, which I think even when it's banished by Caius, which is an
Yes.
important part of the deck, it summons another copy of itself. Which
All it has to be
is-
face up and leaves the field.
Yeah, face up. So what we're gonna do is, I suppose, just hit for 700. Take a note of that here.
So we swing over the tour guide, and then he drops the Nordic Goat.
And
See?
I think
Would've gone hard.
I'll just set.
Yeah, this hand
one
feels
card
really
and pass back
awkward.
to you.
I'll draw for turn.
So how do you deal with a Tengu? Because it's very annoying to remove.
You warning it,
You
So-
said Solemn Warning, which was probably one of the best ways to deal with it because it doesn't trigger.
or you just summon a Tengu and
Generally,
crash into it.
Stealing, Econ.
Or you
synchroing
summon a
with your-
Jurak
suppose
Velo
that
and
really
crash
deal
into
with
it.
It's like
It's annoying to deal with.
yeah, it's very sticky monster back then, which why it was that good.
Yeah.
But one of the like I guess funnier ways to out Tengu is summoning your own Tengu.
See, and this is also where
not
Max
bad,
C
not
goes
bad.
hard, right? If he's
Okay.
gonna like crash
Fine.
Tengus, you can
Summon is
Max C
good.
on the attack declaration, and then he's like
Sangan also attack.
forced to go into a really
Sure,
weird
where
spot
you
where he
going
just
with
leaves
this?
your monster on field or lets you
I
draw.
will proceed to the battle phase.
Battle phase is fine.
Attack with my Tengu into you, Tengu.
Okay, sure.
And both Tengus get destroyed.
Yep.
And both Tengus trigger.
Yep.
Summon the Tengu from deck.
So we're just gonna clear them out.
Yes. I'm
All
going
right.
to attack.
Okay. Well, I guess it's awkward because of the Sangan. Because like one play he could consider is like you put. Oh no, you can't. You literally can't because of the Sangan. I was gonna say you could like put one in defense to get the third in attack, but since he has the Sangan, it doesn't work like that. Because honestly, doing like a mind control play and just stealing their Tengu and trying to make an exceed is like one of the better ways to out it.
Attack again. To your
And
Tengu.
you
again,
could just
sure.
blow through all your Tengus in the process, so you wouldn't mind doing that.
And that's all three of ours. Let me cut here. Okay then.
Then I'm going to crash my Sangan into your Tengu.
You're crashing. Interesting.
Attack
That's
700?
fine. Yep, taking out the 700.
So I'm at 66.
66.
And activate Sangan.
Sangan's good.
It adds a Dandelion from the deck to my hand.
Sure. You did normal this turn, did you?
I have normal D Tengu.
Oh yeah, okay, of course.
And I'm
Yeah, we
going
normal
to crash
Tengu.
last remaining copies of Tengu.
Last Tengu crash. Sure.
And I'm going to proceed to the main phase 2.
Setting up for Avarice, huh? Okay.
Yeah, we got Avarice
Going to
live.
activate 1 for 1, discarding the Dandy.
Now see, this is what. Look at this. Oh yeah, no, you could back see my tour guide. We literally have 1 for 1 dandy, bro. Honestly, I'm surprised he went for the crash on the Tengu. Like, I would prefer to the level 4 here, just so you can do like, if you do it like that, you can 1 for 1 for the glow up, and then you can synchro for 5, and then synchro for 2, and then get the draw 2. By keeping the Tengu around. I mean, you technically can get the same result while outing the Tengu, but if you're gonna end, like, regardless, this board should end on Librarian plus Formula, but in one scenario you draw 2 cards, in the other ones you draw 1, but you leave your opponent with a monster. But if you can just threaten Black Rose on their field at any point, you don't really have to worry about that.
Dandy. That triggers, right?
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. So that'll get you 2 tokens as well as whatever you're
Summon
choosing to go for here.
a Spore from my deck.
Okay. So this is kind of like the combo aspect of Reborn Tengu. It's when you start triggering Dandelion, using different tuners, typically the plants, especially because Spore can bring itself back to go for even more plays.
Use the token and a Spore to synchro summon into a Formula Synchro for level 2.
Woo!
And on the summon, activate the effect to draw a card.
Yes.
1. Then I'm going to activate the.
Yeah, see, so we're doing Spore,
Finishing the
making
Tengu.
Librarian, and then just ending
so
on like a defensive
is,
board. This is a
I'll
pretty
say
powerful
once
board
you
in the
like
mirror
yeah.
because you get the
the Dashboard
Librarian,
also,
but again,
it's
he
low
could have
for
just
now.
kept
Yes.
the opponent's Tengu on
With
field
the
and got the
Spore,
draw,
the
and then
Dashboard
even if your opponent wants to synchro with that Tengu on the following turn, you're going to draw off your own Librarian, and you can synchro
Librarian.
into Black Rose and nuke whatever they do if you want to go that route too. So
By setting a card on my back row, passing to you.
So this is a setup of main phase only. You can synchro on your opponent's turn.
Correct.
Right, okay, so 2+5 is everyone's favorite potential Black Rose Dragon. Draw for card.
oh, we just drew another
Hmm.
spell trap. So we draw Book of Moon. Honestly, this hand feels really bad. Like, losing all those Tengus felt really, really bad. And we didn't even set the call, so it's like a little awkward. He just kind of bricked.
I don't like this at all.
I'm pretty sure they just do best of ones for these two.
How many do you have in hand?
I have 3 cards in my
3
hand.
cards in hand, okay. I will...
I think he's considering using Book of Moon in
this
standby. Yeah, he's thinking about that. And he might do it, but honestly, there's no reason to do that, right? Because, so you have one card, your opponent has board control, and a back row, right? So, like, if you, let's say you just were to set Torrential Pass and they were to Black Rose, right? Like, they're going to clear 2 cards in exchange for 3 of their own and board control. Like, there's no shot they Black Rose there, right? So, like, you honestly shouldn't feel pressured to do anything. I would just set the Torrential Pass.
By here, I'm gonna go Book of Moon, target your Formula Synchron.
That is.
Yeah, he's playing Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! He thinks that, like, that synchro on your opponent's turn is going to be relevant, but it's just not here.
Set 1 and
Just
pass.
imagine if he held his Max C, man.
Then I'll draw for turn.
Could have got a draw 2, would have been a much better spot.
Then by main phase.
Sure.
Let's see. I'll check a grave for a second. Ooh,
So this type of
just-
game state is, you know, very typical of that day and age, as you're, I am, at least feeling a little bit against the ropes here. Now, Spore has been used as a once per duel effect, but still some synchro plays in 4 cards in hand is quite scary.
I'll start with Monster Reborn, target the Sangan in my graveyard.
Ooh, that's a good
Summon it to
reborn.
my field.
That is
Because even if you want a Torrential here, it's, like, not that good.
fine.
Summon it, attack.
Sure.
Anything here?
Nope. That's good.
Then I'll proceed by normal summoning a Globe Ball from my hand.
Okay. I'm pretty fortunate here. I'm gonna go with a Torrential Tribute.
I'll change
Is that
my Solemn
judgment?
Judgment.
Oh, that feels bad. That's he's literally, like,
Okay.
practically scooping it up.
And,
Like, he should scoop it up. It's basically a game, I'm
That's
pretty
three,
sure.
yeah, that's 33.
Like, this is going to be a synchro plus a draw plus a search.
Then
It's
I'll
gonna go
sync
so
up my
crazy.
Sangan, my Globe Ball.
Yep, so that's 4 plus. Sangan gets
God,
to
I
get a
miss
search
ulti
here.
plans,
Armory.
man.
Then, since that's how the rules are back now, I have to go. Since both my trigger effects, the Hyper Librarian, the Sango trigger, they're both mandatory. But the Sang activates first because it's from the graveyard. And those trigger effects activate before the ones in the field. So
okay,
it goes joint
interesting.
1 Sangan, joint 2 Hyper Librarian.
All right, I hope you draw your target.
Draw a card. Then with Sangan, I will go search a.
Sangan
Oh,
does
this
so much in
game's
this
just
format.
doomed, bro.
Yeah, you can get follow-up with Tour Guide. It also searches Maxi, which is really important to stop your opponent. Veiler. There's a lot of options for Sangan.
Then
Now we
I
flip
will
this.
focus on the Formula Synchro.
Yep.
I will
He could, in
synchro
theory,
summon the Formula
synchro climb with glow up, but there's no reason to.
That
into
is 2 and
a
4.
Level 6.
Yeah,
which
so we get the
is
Branak, get another
Branak,
draw.
Then trigger Hyper Librarian again to draw a card.
That is good.
Draw 1.
Whew, look at him.
Really embarrassing me here. You really are.
Far was just getting
For
absolutely
context, we had a
blown
little
up.
practice game earlier, and it was a little more back and forth. This one, not so much.
Yeah, he's kind of just getting hard blown out. He bricked and, I mean, he
So
misplayed the
assume,
maxi.
you know,
That's
this
the
deck
root
does
of
have
this.
the ability to OTK, and that's probably what you're thinking about here.
It
Do we go
does,
for game?
But that's not what I'm aiming here for, I think.
It's not an on-summon effect, correct?
It is not, but I
Yeah.
could. But back then we had prior, so
Yeah, so you could go on-summon effect,
Yeah.
priority, use the discard to bounce.
What makes me upset is like all these foil cards, and then the tour guides are like commons.
I will. Let me check one card. What it is.
You've played a lot of this format, haven't you?
Yeah, but the last has been quite a while.
Okay.
I will proceed to the battle phase.
Battle is fine.
Attack with the Brainiac, 423.
23.
So yeah, it will be a 57.
57, and then
Attack with 24.
yep, that's fine.
So 33.
33.
So you both had identical life points.
Yes.
Then main 2.
Huh.
I would activate. Or do I?
What do you have left here? Is it a glow up bulb that's live?
Yeah. but
Okay, you've
I
got a
think I'll
live
just
bulb.
set the card to my back row and pass.
All right.
Nice.
Let's see what I can
Big
draw
plays.
to get out of the situation. Draw for turn.
I think they're both at 3,300. What we got? What's that monster?
Okay. I will
Oh, he drew Caius. That's terrible.
set 1 and set 2 and go to you.
Okay.
Draw for
Wait.
turn. Sure.
He could have just mind controlled the Brio and then just pitched everything to bounce them all.
By me.
It's
That's
not even
fine.
that bad.
I'll start with Brainiac effects, discarding a Ryo to target this set card to return to your hand.
You can keep doing it, right? Discard
Yeah.
and then bounce, discard then bounce.
Correct.
Sure. All right. Yeah, that's fine.
Then I'll activate it again, discarding another Ryo, discarding this set card.
Yep.
Then I will activate it again, discarding Torrential Tribute.
Pretty sure that's
targeting
just
the
game.
last remaining set
It's a
card.
lot of cards you've pulled from that maxi there. Sorry, that librarian.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, I guess I'll econ put it to defense.
Doesn't matter. He just switches it back.
Then I'll put
I was hoping you would
again.
remember, but sure.
I guess I'll proceed to the battle phase.
Yeah, so
Yep.
you had to do the
Exactly.
mind control
Rhino
play there on the
Now,
Now, what if I
Rhino.
was holding Gores despite having the set cards, just baiting you into using multiple Bryonics? How would you feel about that?
That'd be fine. I still have
No,
response
unfortunately
for
not. That is
Yeah.
the end of the game. Wow. Good game.
just did not want to set that call to Haunted.
That's great. So back to us here at the desk. That was probably as good as of a display you'll ever see for Reborn Tengu. It's a deck that...
As good of a
massively
display as you
fun
could get. What? Bro, that game was so one-sided. I literally watched a man misplay, get absolutely blown out, and then be like, oh, well, that's as good as it gets. As far as an Edison player, that seems like an Edison player thing to say.
Goodbye, Dribble. Has a lot of explosive synchro plays, good defensive options with Maxi, and Veiler as well. Good format. Do you like the mirror match? Is it fun?
Oh yeah, it's really fun for the back and forth here. Since like this was a bit more unfortunate for you because I had those explosive plays here, but it's very fun to play on the side.
Yeah. At the very beginning of the duel, I could have went Econ, put your Reborn Tengu to defense, and just stop all of that. Maybe I should have done that. I'm not sure. But yeah, as a
The econ to defense maybe was important. I think the Maxi was like it's your only monster, so in theory, but it's like it doesn't really do anything is the problem, and like you kind of want that econ, so it's a little awkward.
format, I think it's definitely something that goes around about that Time Wizard 2010 format. Is generally what you'll see at public events. It's probably the most popular we see these days, but just as an option around about that time, you do have the addition of Xyz monsters. We didn't actually see an Xyz being summoned, but there's Tour Guide, of course, one of my favorite cards of all time. And
Tour Guide
yeah,
is
as a
not an
general
Exceed
sort of
monster.
deck,
But I get what you're
there's
saying.
other options in 2011, correct?
Yeah, that's like the main difference between like 2010 and 2011 is that 2011 has a lot more access to good tuners like the Global and the Sport we've seen. It also has Vela and Maxi, which adds a lot more interaction between the two players, even on the opponent's turn.
Oh yeah.
Well, aside from that, it has powerful synchros like the Hyperlibrarian here, or
It has nice toolbox synchros. You get access to Scrap Dragon. You get access to Librarian, Catastor. I mean, I guess Catastor is an Edison too, but you just get a lot of options. Better card pool, bigger card pool, more decks to play. You know, a lot of blowout cards are kind of out of the format. You know, it's all just a net positive, just a quality time. But yeah, having access to some of those toolboxy synchros feels really good. Like, you know, having access to like Scrap Dragon as an example, Trishula feels really nice too against certain decks, especially because of all the floaters. Yeah, it's a good time.
I think in 2010, I don't think they had Trishula yet.
Okay.
No, they did not.
And Scrap Dragon's also like one of the most stronger
Oh
ones.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then obviously like strong these monsters like Utopia, it's a 25 buddy for two low 4s.
People underestimate. I mean, in Tengu Plant, there's only like a handful of Exceeds. Like, there's not many out yet. It's basically the ones from like the starter deck as well as what came out in Generation Force. But people underestimate just how awesome it is to have just like a small stack of like shitty Exceed monsters. Like, none of them are all that powerful, but being able to, like, for example, Exceed with your opponent's Tengu and then turn off their Tengu feels really good. And like, you know, same thing with like taking your opponent's Sangan and stuff. Like, if Farfa had drawn Tour Guide with that hand he had, like, not only with like Econ could he have dodged a Veiler, right? Like, so you normal summon Tour Guide, if they Veiler it, you could chain Econ and then steal your opponent, like tribute your Tour Guide to dodge the Veiler and then steal your opponent's Sangan, and then you could Exceed with it to turn it off and have the biggest boy. Just cool plays like that. Like, those Exceeds are actually so nice.
It's really good. Like Leviathan Dragon is the most iconic rank 3, I think.
Yeah, one of the first as well. One of the first ones I ever actually obtained when I was
it's just
younger.
Immediate 25 body out of 2 level 3s, which is really good. And like Levia is such a good monster.
Yeah, especially bringing back Spore targets. It's
it was
good.
especially good in Tangle Planet. Like back then, Levia didn't do that much, but the synergy it has with the planet cards is really great for the deck here.
Yep. All right. Again, it was an incredible display there, so I hope you learned a little bit about 2011 format there. Thanks for tuning in, actually. We've got more coverage coming your way. Don't go anywhere. This has been Juho and myself from YCS Bologna 2023.
Dang. Yeah, so just kind of a one pretty like shit game to display. But hey, I'm happy that they are displaying Tengu Plant on, you know, like, it's kind of like a mini advertisement for the format. And I'm not sure if either of them were like too knowledgeable about the format to really like give as much information as necessary. But regardless, I'm happy to see that we're getting a little bit of promotion for other formats, especially Tengu Plant format. It deserves to get its day of glory. I already know it's on the upswing. You guys already know it's on the upswing. It's on the come up. You know, it'll definitely be the next big format. We already know. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video, you guys. We'll just give a quick shout out to my Patreon. So shout out to Grant Johnson, Beast Eyes, Slap God, My Dude, Photo Shooty, Brian Ford, and Sven Olbrand. Thank you guys so much for the support. But other than that, thanks so much for watching, guys. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and have a great time dueling today.